Hunting After Dark is sponsored by Feral Texas Outdoors Thermal and Night Vision Optics. Hey guys, it's Jason Price here with Hunting After Dark podcast and my co-host Justin Rumley, and we're having a blast here with this snowstorm that we've got going on over here in Texas.
It's pretty dang cold outside. I know I don't want to be out there, so yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh, we're gonna go tomorrow.
Oh yeah, but not right now. It's gonna be. I don't know. It's gonna probably be colder tomorrow, so we'll figure something.
You get
out.
all that fancy coup gear out and make
That's
sure. That's
right,
works.
but I don't want to have to put it to work. I don't want to have to stress it out. You stress it out, you have to get some new one.
Hey, I will let you know that the buggy heater is working.
All right, well that's good.
So the heater's working, so we'll be all right. We got 20-minute stands. We'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll make it work somehow, some way. That ain't no problem.
We'll get warmed up in the meantime in between stands. But guys, we're gonna go. What we're gonna do this time is we kind of closed out 2024, and for this podcast we're gonna be doing some of the things coming in 2025. We kind of already hinted at some of that already. Some of these things we have field tested. Some of them are currently field testing. Some of those reviews are on Feral Texas Outdoors on a YouTube channel. On some of these products, and some of these we've already kind of slowly been doing, but we're trying to take our time with these because these are kind of going to be a big deal for 2025. There's a lot of things going on, and I've kind of trying to debate if I was going to talk about this or not. But Justin ran across some stuff last night. Is that there's a lot of companies coming out with a lot of new products, and it's getting to where there are so many products on the market right now.
Flooded.
Yeah, it's pretty a flooded market, but people are asking questions about this versus that. And I will definitely, I guess the only comment that I'll kind of make to a lot of this is that not all companies are made the same. You'll see certain products us not talk about, and because we will essentially tell you the products that we recommend, that we've used in the field, that we recommend to people, and you'll see them on here on review videos and podcasts, and there's a reason that we do the ones that we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because both of us are out here. You and I, this is our full-time deal.
Yep, absolutely.
This is what we
put everything, anything new that's coming to market, we kind of put it through the full test, and, if it passes, great. You're going to see it here in store. You're going to see it on the website, but if we think there's a flaw to it, if we think there's going to be an issue with it, or overall, if we just think it's not going to be a very impressive unit for the year, then you won't see it in store, you won't see it on the website, type of deal.
Mm-hmm. And we test different manufacturers. We have many manufacturers. We do have our retail location here, so we get people come in all the time wanting us to take space up here in the store and want to get stocked here at the store. And we'll say, well, we need to run your stuff. Like, we're not just giving you a blank check here. Like, we don't just sell people stuff just to sell it to them.
Yeah,
we sell stuff we believe in, that we've been behind, and stuff that we would use personally ourselves, that we would go hunt with. We don't. It's not any fun going out and just trying to sell stuff to people. It's I've done this with this unit. I've gone out with those $500, $800 units.
Yeah,
and then I've been out there with them expensive ones. They're $7,000. Oh yeah. Which one would you use? Well, hell, I'll use $7,000 one if I got a choice.
Yeah, it's just one of them questions. Like, if you have the option to, drive an old beater, or you're gonna drive a brand new truck. You're gonna go for the brand new truck. And
the options are there, but I do not get a choice. Guys ask us to field test this stuff. Tell me what you think. I've got $2,000. And that's what we'll go do. That's what we go do here. That's what we have fun with the podcast. Or reviews. Someone did call me the other day. He goes, "Thank you for doing your reviews. Short, sweet, to the point."
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, we got something for a little bit for everybody. That's why we do the podcast here, is that we can be a little more informal and chuckle about things and laugh about stuff that's going on. Yeah. This is the long 40-minute ordeal of it. But otherwise,
The product review videos, like you said, they're short, simple, and sweet. Here we can get into it a little more and tell you the ins and outs a little bit, in finer detail, and, tell you that, that one's good up to 500, or, I wouldn't even consider it at 500.
I think of it's kind of like, this is the experience that you get if you called me and said, hey, called us and asked for me or Justin or whatever, and said, hey, what do you think about this unit? This is what we tell you if you call us on the phone. These kind of stuff that we'll tell you. We're like, yeah, that one's good. No, that one's shit.
Pretty much, Before you can even finish the sentence or you get the first few letters out, it'd be like, don't consider it. Bad idea.
I was like, I could sell it to you. Don't get me wrong. But, you're thinking about this or that, I'll tell you,
it's funny when somebody will tell you, hey, I've got this unit here, and my response is, I'm sorry. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm sorry you had to put yourself through that. And he's wanting to upgrade. I'm like, yeah, man. I mean, some people, like, they just have to learn the hard way, and it's sad to say it comes down to the money aspect. You know, they only have a certain amount of money, but once they get that and spend that and get a certain unit, and they realize it's not what they want, then all of a sudden their checkbook expands and they can
they get the bug. They get the bug, and then they're like,
then
oh yeah, I want to upgrade. I want to upgrade.
The money tree starts growing, and next thing you know, they're in here upgrading. I was like, man, I tried to tell you first time, but you know, they don't listen and got to figure it out themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of beat around the bush about a lot of this. Is that you're not going to see us really bash companies out here directly.
Yeah.
We don't think that's a very professional thing to do. We kind of been seeing some of that, and it's not something that we really support. If there's units we like, we're going to put you out there. If we don't like units, we're not going to put them up here for you guys for us to go over. But we're not going to come out right and just kind of bash people, which is some of the stuff we've been seeing. I was like, it's not right to do those companies, because this year they may be down. Next year they may have the hottest thing ever.
Yeah,
and we've seen that fluctuate.
Yeah,
so much.
And
so
like your boy Dion says, they keep receipts.
They
keep receipts, man. They ain't gonna forget about you. You know, like you said, next year they could have the biggest, baddest thing on the market, and they're gonna remember what you said a year ago. And next thing you know, you're on the shit list, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like there's not many companies that I'll go outright and just say, hey, we're just never going to support this or do this. But you just look on a website, you'll figure out which ones.
Yeah, as I say, you'll learn.
I'll figure out which ones we're done with.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long.
I will tell you now, when we go getting into these products, each that we're going to talk about, there's no reason to pay $7,000 for a 640 anymore.
No, absolutely not. Not at all.
Because you can now get into 1024, 1280s. We've got those all out here in front of us today, which we're going to go through. I think that's probably kind of a big point of doing this one, was just to say there's no point in paying $7,000 for 50 millimeter 640s anymore.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
Improvements in image quality now.
No, you could stick around the $3,800 to $4,800, roughly $5,000 for a 5640 now.
And then if you want LRF, go to 5500.
Yeah, and then. There's a lot of great options out there, 5640 built-in LRF, or if you don't, you know, you can be closer to the $4,000 price point, like Jason said. With something with the built-in rangefinder, get all the bells and whistles inside of it, you're going to be looking roughly $5,500. But aside from that, no reason to spend any more than that. You know,
no,
that's the top of the line.
I don't think so. Yeah, we got people calling us like, my budget's $7,000. I'm like, well, good. You're going 1024 and talking about 640s. And I'm
minimum.
Like,
no.
Yeah, I'm like, well, let's talk 1024 and 1280 then.
Yeah,
if you got $6,000-7,000 budget, let's talk about that. Let's get into those. Let's get into the higher resolutions. Yeah, let's quit messing around.
Yeah.
Well, I was told so and so this is the best company and blah blah blah. I'm like, no, you want the best resolution.
At the end of the day, the best resolution is the best resolution. Like, you're going to get a dang good scope.
And they're not all the same. That's right. Not all the manufacturers are the same.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I said I wasn't going to bash companies, but I'm going to go ahead and just go against what I'm going to say. It's okay.
Right. We got one shot.
Okay. There's one but the thing is I think 90% of the people agree with me when I make this comment, that don't come with me with the ATN 1280. Don't come.
Hey, we had a guy here the other day talking about his 1280 ATN, and then he looked through a 640 Knockpicks. He was like, man, there's no comparison. The 640 looks better. Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that's the only one I think I'll throw some shade on. That's okay. I'll defend myself.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll defend myself on the ATN.
Yeah,
front.
you got a little background behind it you can stand on.
Yes.
A little bit better. So yeah.
Yeah. So because the thing is, when you come into looking at some of these resolutions, yeah, not all companies are the same, but the thing is, quality control I think is a big deal too.
Yeah.
We bring companies on here and stock stuff here where if something goes wrong with that $7,000 unit, will they replace it? Will they fix it? Now, there ain't no guarantee they get it done right the first time. I can say sometimes, you send stuff in, they think they fixed it, send it back out to you, and they're like, well, crap, no, I had to send it back in a second time. Yeah. It happens more often than not. It's kind of this trial and error, because those people at those tech services, they can't go out and go shoot your gun and go put it in the field.
No, they can just turn it on, see what they're
in a controlled environment. They're looking through things. They're trying to run through things. So just know, and this is all companies. It's not one company. It's all of them. Yeah. You may have send stuff a couple times, get it fixed, figured it all out. But that's going to happen. You're dealing with technology. you're dealing with small computers and you're doing something that's put on a rifle that's getting hit through heavy recoil.
Well, and
you're
then
throwing it in the buggy and
yeah, pretty much you're using and abusing it, and then the technology is only getting better each and every time. So there's going to be more advancements, more pieces of technology inside of it. So that just means more things inside the scope. And I hate to say it, but that just brings more issues and more opportunities for something to go wrong. And it's just part of it. And you got to take it out as it is. I mean, like you always say, is you buy something, not, and then something happens to it. Yes, you've got a warranty. It's just like everything else. You send it into the manufacturer, they replace, fix it.
What happened to mine yesterday? Don't say no companies or names.
I know.
We'll keep it general.
You send it in for two things.
I sent my personal unit in.
Yeah, they fixed one thing, but they didn't fix the other. But thankfully, we figured it out and got it fixed here in store.
Justin figured it out. He goes, let's try this. So he took a part from another one, put it on there, and we figured it out.
And it worked just fine. So.
It was the contact plating had worn off. I guess I'd been putting some batteries in there that were too tight, and then they were rubbing the coating off to where it wasn't making electrical contact anymore. That was a little bit my fault, but then again,
yeah, but that's part of it. I mean, like you said, somebody would have spent at that time probably $7,000 on that scope, and it would have stopped working, and they would have been pissed off.
I said that was my own personal one that we run across stuff like that. We're like, I guess we need to get this. Go send this back again, get it fixed, and that stuff's going to happen. Stuff gets missed.
Part of the
purchase. I can't tell you that one company is totally free of that because they're definitely not. They make mistakes. Everybody's all human, so just be patient about it. A lot of those companies will get those things right. They do have those warranties for a reason, and I have not had anybody not honor their warranty with any of the manufacturers that we carry here.
Yeah,
everybody's been good about it. Now. I'm not saying they're going to get it done in the first 2 or 3 weeks. But
it may take them a little while, especially this time of year right now, man. Everybody's flooded and everybody's using their scope, and somebody has an issue with it. I mean, I hate to say it, there might be somebody who's not technically savvy enough to figure out what it is, and they could have figured it out at home, but they rather just send it in because they feel obligated that they spent the money. Then they got to use the warranty at that point.
And so those people kind of taking
you could have fixed that at your house. We see that all the time here in store. They bring it in. I'm like, dude, here. Fixed. What? Like, dude, 2 presses of a button and you were done. I'm sorry.
And that's all. Everybody's calling those customer service people, and that's one of those things where I tell you, if you're going to go hunt in the fall, go ahead, take the summertime, go shoot your gun a couple times, go turn things on, go charge batteries up, just check it all out, because trying to send it in the fall, getting into the winter,
it's gonna be hard, but you can get it done. It's still possible, though.
Yeah, getting someone to kind of pick up the phone because they get slammed, and it's like trying to have enough people, and then they're trying to hire people in the middle of all of it gets to be fun. But I think we ended up getting down a different path here, I guess. But
it's all right.
Still, it's one of those important things to know when you come in here towards the tail end of pretty much everybody's season coming in here, because we're past mid-February here, looking at 6 weeks, and then everyone's going to kind of be putting the guns away, I guess, towards the end of March.
Yeah, because nobody else is like the great state of Texas. They can't hunt year round. So.
Yeah, we'll be going.
Yeah, we don't stop. We're the only. I think we're still the only state that allows hunting year round. There's always
for all species.
Yeah, there's something you can always be killing. At this time, it could be July and 110 outside. There's still something out there to.
Yeah, I'll go kill them pups right out of them cornfields.
Yeah, that, and just there's always
when
something
they got them ears that are so bigger than their head, running around looking around. It's like I love those. Love those dumb ones that they'll come in 2 or 3 at a time like that.
Yep, that's
and have a blast. Literally, it's target practice, getting ready, hitting smaller targets.
Yeah, on the run sometimes. Them damn things are idiots.
What do we want to start with first? We want to start on the low end, go to the high end.
Yeah, I guess we can do that. That ain't no problem. I was gonna say,
do I need to reach around here? Oops.
Yeah,
do I need to get around and grab this unit?
The reach around's not out here. We left that one at the house.
None of that going on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I will tell you something that's going to get real interesting here for 2025 is looking at units in these scope styles. AGM is releasing. How many different models? It'll be 3 models here that will have a integrated laser rangefinder in a scope style.
4. 35 384, 35 640, 56 40, 60.
Oh, and I forget 1280. So he's got to make sure I'm messing this up. So we are looking at a 35 millimeter 3D4. They do have integrated Bell laser rangefinders on their 50 millimeters. The 35s have the hood because they just can't fit that into the front here on the front sensor, so they do have hoods on their 35s. So we're looking at 35, 34. This is the model that I am running right now on my gun. And I've been impressed. It is a kind of a 4-base mag with this unit. But I was shooting pigs the other night, like 40 yards. You know, and they're running around.
You showed me some videos. You didn't have any issues up close with them.
Yeah, the HD displays they have in there is 2560 by 2560 displays in a 3D4 with a laser rangefinder. I mean, these are $2,800.
And it's got all the ballistic calculator functions in it as well, so you can do all that.
And guys that had adder ones, they did move it to the top turret instead of the side turret now, so nothing's going up against your body. So you have that right up there on top. We have dual battery system, so if internal. And then they have a 18650 that you can put here on the side. So there is no extenders needed to buy. It's already comes with it ready to throw an 18650. They include those with these. Now the housing, you and I were picking these up, and we're like,
they're super light compared to everything else.
Polycarbonate. So they went with a super light housing. We'd had a prototype unit earlier, and it was made of something different.
Yeah, that prototype is nothing compared to what they actually came out with.
Yeah, what they actually used to their housings. And so we've been running it with these housings, and it's been really good, holding up, running around, banging them around. And, I mean, I've been super impressed with these. Laser rangefinder integrated with yours, so you get single and continuous recording, video, audio, new pallets.
Yes, they did add some pallets.
And one thing I did notice, they don't have this in the 1280 version. I'm not sure why they don't. But as far as the other Adder V2s, all the rest of them have the Zoom Pro feature.
Yeah, I remember you talking to them.
So that's an algorithm that we had into the Reach handhelds, and all the Adder V2s have these now in Zoom Pro. Zoom Pro is a feature where it does runs an algorithm essentially to clean up pixelization within digital zoom. You can leave it on, but it does slow you down running targets and things like that. So I would not probably leave it on. I would turn it on if you're looking at a target and you're trying to identify something at, far distance.
Yeah.
Something's bedded down, whatever you want, and then go to your menu, turn on Zoom Pro, see if it cleans up some of your pixelization that's going on to help with target identification. That's what I think that feature is really for.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that you want to leave on all the time, because the algorithm is trying to run as you get moving targets running around. I wouldn't leave that feature on. You'll say, oh, well, look, it's lagging. Make sure you turn Zoom Pro off so that's not trying to run that simultaneously while you're moving around with the scope. But as far as the handhelds and those reaches, it was an awesome feature for identification. But now you have that. I was wondering, why don't we have this in the scope? So now we do. We have a algorithm that can clean up your digital zoom, and those are in the Adder V2s.
Yeah.
Just not the 1280. I haven't had an answer why, but
I'm sure
just knowing everything else. Well, think about 1280. I mean, the highest resolution. How much cleaner are you going to get it? But
yeah.
But as far as 3D4s, not quite getting where you want them to be, that can help out. Some of the 640 stuff, it can help out with that too. But really cool here with the Adder 35, 34.
And the other cool upgrades that I noticed that the USB-C port, it's actually down here now. Adder 1 guys, it was actually, I can't remember if it was the left or right turret, but yeah, they moved it down here closer to the eyepiece. And then another one that we get occasionally that is inside of these new adders is the ballistic calculator. You can change the reticle type, and you can change the reticle color. So I know there's been a few complaints about...
Oh, the two-tone color?
Yeah, so how some of them were like, man, it's the same color as my actual reticle. Is there a way to change it? Well, there used to be, no, sorry, man, that's just how it is. But now you can go in there and set it to whatever color you want.
Yeah, the very center dot.
Yeah, well, your holdover point. Your holdover point. Yeah, so you can change that color, and then you can change the reticle type. I was messing with that last night. And so I thought that was a couple cool features that they added. So realistically, you can basically custom fit these new Adder V2s to however you please. You can set the drop point reticle, the drop point color, your actual reticle color. Pretty much you can do whatever you want with it, and it's going to be fitted just how you want it. And so I thought that was pretty cool on some of these upgrades that they came out with these new Adder V2s. And just all the new offerings that they have is pretty dang cool. And I haven't looked through one in the field yet, but with the footage Jason was showing me, man, it's definitely going to attack the 384 market and be a hot contender to be the number one on that 384 side, overall.
I let Justin run the higher end stuff. It's all good.
Yeah, that's right.
I run the lower end stuff. You call me, I'm going to talk to you about the cheap stuff. You want to talk about the expensive stuff, you got to go talk to Justin.
See, Jason likes
he
to shoot
gets
them pigs. I'm trying to go shoot the dang coyotes and look at. I want to watch them come out 800 yards down the way and be able to. All right, plan everything out. All right, if he stops here, this is what's going to happen. If he stops there, that's going to happen. Well, if he just keeps on running, screw it. We're all shooting, and hopefully he dies, type of deal. So it's just one of them things, man. And then, like I said, overall, out of V2s, they're going to be hard to beat, overall. And then, so Jason, this is the fancy guy here. This one's going to be we've kind of field tested the 1280.
Going to have that prototype one.
Yeah, weren't very happy with it. I think we could have did a little bit better with the short amount of time we had with it.
We were rushed, and it didn't quite have everything activated in it just yet. So we're still kind of running the 1280. We did a teaser video. It's one that I shot when I went out by myself, or I was shooting coyotes, at several different distances where they're running in, and it worked really, really well. But it didn't have full color palettes and some things activated. So we're going to take our time. We're going to release some of that. We do have some of that teaser footage we did put out there on Facebook and stuff like that. But with a full review, we wanted to have a little more time with this unit. I ran it, Justin ran it. So we're just going to kind of keep it going a little bit more, because we think this year, as much as I hate to say this is going to be the year of the battle of past 640.
Yeah.
1024, 1280 battles are all going to be happening here.
It's going to be hitting it
in
hard.
2025. And so everybody going back and forth, what's the best, what's this? We've run them all. I mean, it's just kind of what's your flavor, what features and things and sets you really want.
That's really what it comes down to, the detail and the feature of what each scope offers. That's going to be the defying line. You take them both out there. In our personal opinions, it's 1280. They're high-end, high-quality scopes. It's a high-end 1280.
2560 by 2560
You're
displays.
not going to notice a huge difference. It's just going to come down to the features that are offered inside each scope, and that's going to be the determining factor. I mean, we've already came to that conclusion. We've had multiple guys here in store. We've had some of our own guys in here debating it back and forth, and right, man, I don't see much of a difference. Settings are set perfect to show the image, to be as best as it can be in each scope. And it wasn't the image that determined between the two. It was the features that were offered inside.
Feature sets, the things that like the weight. I mean, we did put a heavy bow bro on this one. You just had to go with bow bro for the 1280?
Man, I'm picky. I'm very picky.
I'm a big bow bro fan too. So American Defense is great.
If I had scope rings, I'd have scope rings. I'll show you the Bolt 60 here in a second. It's got my scope rings on it. For some reason, I just feel more comfortable with the tube style being a good set of scope rings. If I had some scope rings, it would be sitting in it right now. But I haven't got that crazy just yet. But I'm sure it's a matter of time.
Yeah, it does include an American Defense mount with it.
Yes.
It is a raised height one there for the 60 millimeter of this one. This is the 1280 in the Adder V2.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this one, like Jason mentioned, it does have the LRF built inside the bell of the housing of the.
I guess we're going to rotate it so they know that's not on the side.
Yeah, so I was going to say it's straight on, so looking straight at it. It's going to sit at the top center part of the front objective. So it's a pretty cool feature, man. If you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't know at all, because it's one of them deals that you look at the scope and you're like, wow, man, I thought that had a built-in rangefinder. Yeah, well, it does. It's just hiding from you.
And I think these new laser rangefinders, they work a lot better than some of the stuff AGM's had in the past.
Yes.
Just the sensor that gets the signal back, repeating, continuous runtime. I mean, when I ran this unit, I mean, I left it on continuous. Yeah. Coyotes are coming in and ranging. Like, okay, they're at 100 yards. I need to start getting ready.
Yeah.
And I like that feature of continuous laser rangefinder.
Yeah, that's cool. And just know with the continuous rangefinding, you won't be able to use the ballistic calculator. It actually stops you, and you can't. So as long as the ballistic calculator function is set to on inside the scope, you won't be able to continuous rangefinder. It locks it in the single mode. And so I thought that was pretty cool because there's some guys out there, I hate to say it, but they would wonder why the ballistic calculator's not working if it was, continuous mode was allowed. So that's cool that they locked it in and you can only use single.
Yeah, I mean, the battery longevity on these scopes now, even like 384 to 1280, I mean, with the internal battery plus having the 18650, I mean, it's lasting most of the night with it right out of the box without you swapping out an 18650. Some of you guys that are up there in cold, keep an 18650 in your pocket, man. Just throw it in your jacket, keep it warm, throw the sucker into any of these units now that run 18650, and you should be able to run your whole night of stands and have a blast, man. You know, the days of running around external battery packs, I mean, I'm talking about not even carrying them anymore.
Well, that's the thing is, some of them won't give faith inside the internal battery system. I was like, so just give it a shot, man. They're not what they used to be. Some guys, it only lasts 2 or 3 hours. They've made advancements to them, and they're going to last you a lot longer than that. So at least give it a shot, try it out, run the internal, run the external. Comes with 2 18650 batteries. So, let alone you've got the internal battery plus 2 18650 batteries. There should be no reason why that doesn't get you through a full night. Now, unless you're talking, I think we talked to a guy before. He was
Sub-zero, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, it's negative 20. I was like, yeah, you probably should be at the house.
Nah, there's some of these guys still like to get out.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you're nuts. I was like, you've lost your mind.
They like to get out there, hey, and that's fine. That's what I said. It's $20 for an 18650, guys. AGM carries those blue ones. Those batteries have been pretty good, tried and true.
Absolutely.
That they eventually will die and not work. Just it's $20, get another one. You're not buying a $100 proprietary battery. Keep a couple extra ones, throw it in there, and go have a blast. I mean, just go have fun. Go have fun with it. It'll be pretty cool. The 1280's image quality is really impressive. We did running shots with it. Running shots on coyotes and pigs and everything else. There's no delay in the scope. Everybody worries about that with 1280s. We work perfectly fine here, and we're gonna keep doing some more with it. I wanted to do that more with varmints moving in motion, just to show people. Even though I had that one clip, it's just like, we'll show a different setting.
Some coyotes coming in across the field and track them and show you that, hey, there's no delay. They stop, boom, pull the trigger, you shoot them, they're dead. Type of deal.
When we get into the high end and the 1280s, that's what people are always worried about. It's like your image quality is such a high level of image.
Yeah.
Or that don't look as good as my 640. I saw someone comment that. It was like,
you've lost your mind.
Show me. Send it.
Yeah.
Send me the clip.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see what you're working with.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah.
Because what I'll do a lot of the times, you'll know if it's me on the gun, is I always refocus very last second. Right before I shoot, I will refocus, and just to make sure I've got everything fine-tuned at the distance that they're at, and then I'll pull the trigger within a couple seconds. And I always make sure that we are representing that scope in the right way. And so that's one of those things is I always refocus very last second.
Make sure everything looks the best that it possibly can.
Yeah, because I'll turn it up, I'll turn it down like I'm doing a turn dial over here. Turn up, down, perfect, got it, and then go. Just so I can show you guys what these units look like and get good accurate representation of that. But what do we want to go to next? Do we want to finish off AGM?
Yeah, we might as well. We've got 2 out of 3 knocked out, so we'll finish the third one here.
So we have a compact 1280 here. This is the Evolver. We've already got the review footage of this one. This one we did get early and did get to have some good footage with this one. And it was a blast. It is come with a single lever. I think the manual the other day had 2 on the manual or something like that.
I think they made a last minute change, I believe.
Yeah, American Defense did it perfectly fine with the single lever, and that was fine for us. There is some uniqueness between this one versus the Adder V2, is that this one actually runs a 65 millimeter sensor, and they put the LRF on the side. So you have a large sensor here, so instead of making this even bigger, they went ahead and put the LRF right here on the side, so you could get the full-fledged 65 millimeter sensor. So this is one of your largest 1280s you're going to see on far as sensor-wise. Sorry, that cap was on there. Now you can see the LRF.
That's
they
pretty
did that
handy.
they put that little protective cap that's form-fitted. I like those because you can stick that in there. But the 1280, we are running on the Rattler V2 battery system. So you'll see me kind of pop this out here. They send you 2 of these. These suckers will last you forever.
Yeah, they were ridiculous.
I like the new battery systems.
How long they last is ridiculous.
And so they've done a good job. All inline menu here. So you can run this on AR, but you still have enough eye relief to run bolt action. I mean, you can see how far back just from the single lever here. And I believe that's why they did single lever, so they could get some more of that eye relief out of there instead of doing dual lever.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see a reason to do a dual lever mount in those. I mean, it's not heavy. Yes, it's a little bit big. But like I said, a lot of it comes with the weight, and I don't see it. It's not that heavy, and I've never had an issue with the single lever, so let alone why are you going to add more weight and do a dual lever? I'm sure there's somebody out there that argue with me about it all day, but I just don't see a reason for it to be
worked perfectly fine.
be a dual lever over a single at all.
Yeah, and they did the focus knob here on top instead of the little ring deal, so you can get that easy with gloves.
Yeah.
Zooms down here at the back in their little inline menu here, just like our Adder V2s were in this Evolver.
What I like about the button layout too, like you said, it's an inline button system, but they're spaced out. So if you have gloves, you're not
double
hitting.
press and
Yeah,
stuff.
you're not hitting two buttons at one. No, there's enough space in between where you'll be able to hit just one single button that you're wanting to, especially if you have gloves on. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Ultra HD display, 2560 by 2560. Once again, all the new palettes and features, ballistic calculator. If some of these guys looking at 1280, I'm like, if you do not like the scope style, go. This unit is the way to go. I mean, we've been getting some of these guys wanting like 50 millimeter compact 640s, and it's like my budget's 7,000. I was like, this is 7,000. You should really consider it. I said it has LRF with it, integrated ballistics, full advantage of the 1280. I said,
and it's going to take you straight to the top. You'll have that satisfaction of knowing that there's nothing better out there on the market besides what I got.
Don't spend that $6,000 to $7,000 on a 50 millimeter 640. You can go 1280 right now in a compact, right here with LRF.
That's like I tell people: if you got 6, you got 7.
Yeah, I mean, that's just I really like this scope. I thought this one was pretty awesome.
Yeah, you couldn't get it. You would never take it off your gun.
Yeah, I would. I liked it.
He probably got 50, 60 kills with it. He was like, all right, I guess I got to send it back.
Yeah. The AGM had a hard time getting that one back for me. I kept delaying. Man, the weather was bad last week. Let me try again.
Weather was bad today. I need another month.
I pretty much put it all the way up to SHOT Show where they were sweating it, and they were just like, we need this now, or we're coming to come get it. I'm like, all right, I'll get it. I'll send it back to you.
Fine.
All right, so that was some of the AGM products here we think that are going to be a big deal here for 2025 when you look at Adder V2 and the 1280s. Let's hop over to, we're going to do infra outdoor and knock picks here together. Do you want to start with your favorite unit?
Yeah, we can.
All right, this is Justin's personal unit.
Yeah, I mean.
I need to grab it for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm all tangled up in here. Yeah, but the Bolt TX60C, like Jason mentioned, this one is my personal unit. This is my favorite by far at the moment. Haven't spent too much time behind any of the 1280s, only just a little bit, so can't really vouch for them just yet, but I can just imagine they're going to be a step above. But the TX60, it's been the ideal varmint hunting scope for me. Over the last few weeks is when I really got to put it to the test, shooting a lot of varmints, and man, there's been no question asked. 600-700 yards out there. I was like, okay, here's a coyote coming in, And then my buddy next to me with 640, he was like, man, you sure it's a coyote? I said, I have no doubt about it in my mind that's a coyote. And so, sure enough, that coyote would work its way in 200-300 yards in, and he's like, man, sure enough, that was a coyote. I said, man, my scope don't lie, Leave your 640 at home. I said, you need to upgrade and get you 1024.
Brad gonna come in and get an upgrade?
Yeah, he's contemplating. I'm trying to sweet talk him into it. I think he's gonna fall for it. But overall, just it's a 60 mil sensor, 1024 resolution. Has a dual battery system, has the internal, and then it has the 18650 as well.
It comes with it, no extender needed.
Yes, the cool thing with it, the Bolt 60, they added the extender already. They incorporated it into the housing, so you do not need the extender. You can put the 18650 in it right away. Battery life, I get this question a lot. I will fully charge one 18650 battery and have my internal battery system, and I will hunt from dark to daylight, and I won't even go through my 18650 battery. Like, we pulled it out yesterday, and I still had 2 bars on my 18650 battery. And that's roughly 45 to 65 degree weather. So it's not too cold, but it's not, not 100% warm. So that does last me a good while. Magnification is the top turn wheel. So that's one thing that I do like. I can just reach up top, dial it in, dial it back. But overall, man, it's been a very good scope. Still love it. And whether 1280 is better than it or not, which it should be, I think it's still going to be hard for me to get away from it, just because I'm comfortable with it, love it, use it, and like I said, it's still my favorite to this day. You got some time. You spent some time behind one, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little,
yeah, my TX60 that I had, he had one, I had one. TX60. What I noticed, and this is what our buddies have said this, we see the same thing, guys that are running that we all trust and know that we're living and breathing this stuff year round. And we just see very little image degradation. with the TX60, and that is something I think a lot of guys have liked. Less pixelation. Now, not saying it doesn't at all, but not to the extremes that people are used to. And I tell them, I said, well, you start thinking about it. You're starting at 1024 versus 640.
Yeah.
And this is $6,000.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's like I use this one as a personal rig. A good buddy of ours uses his as his personal rig as well. And you can climb all the way up to 12 power with it and still be just fine making a 300-400 yard shot with it. So that's a cool thing I liked about it. And like I said, it's still going to be one of my favorites. It's going to be very hard for me to get away from it.
And you don't ever use the picture-in-picture, do you?
Occasionally. I started using it, just
messes me up. I can't do it.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you why I've been using it. I can't say that I'm actually shooting out of that little box. I don't know. I just turn it on to turn it on and to have it active. It doesn't really bother me because I zoom all the way. I zoom all the way, and I'll climb up in magnification, especially shooting varmints, just to make sure I'm getting a good shot on them. But aside from that, I really haven't shot out of the picture-in-picture box, but I'm pretty sure if you turn it on, it's on for some reason. I've turned it on. I just don't know why I have it on.
Because I've shot most of the field test footage with no picture-in-picture on. That's usually what I don't do. I don't take advantage of it. I mean, for me, it's like if animals are running, I may take that picture that was using picture-in-picture, you'd take the initial shot with it, but then once they start running, keep thinking about going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like it messes me up mentally trying to say, I go to little box, big box, little box. Oh, wait, no, they're further out. I can go back to the little box. By the time I make this split-second decisions, I've got to already pulled the trigger on the main screen. So for me, it was a distraction to me. But a lot of people claim that is just the best thing ever. All the units have it now. So, I was just curious if you'd used it too.
And then it does come with the InfiRay Outdoor dual lever QD style mount. I don't have it on this one, but just know it does come with a dual lever QD style mount. Works awesome. I have nothing against it. I just chose to go with scope rings just because
thanks a lot on having those included mounts now. Now I'm not making any money on mounts.
Yeah, that's right. But it's all right though. Maybe we'll start selling scope rings. I'll be your best customer.
We'll be on scope rings. Yeah. Everyone's been running these. I've been running these stock mounts, and everybody really likes them. It's the same mounts that are here on the Knockpix.
Yeah, it looks exactly alike, just different label.
Yeah, exactly. just relabeled it. So Knockpix, of course, we have a sister company here with InfiRay Outdoors, the Knockpix brand. So these will be a little bit different. They're different housings, they're different setups, they're different layouts. We do have the review video of this already up. This is the Ace H50R with integrated laser rangefinder in the front bell, as you can see right there.
Nice and shiny.
Yeah. And this unit also, they have that kind of like little holder clip kind of thing in there, so don't get too crazy with it. You can break that sucker
He just broke it. He's not going to tell you. No, I'm just kidding. No, it does.
I was like, hold on, don't be messing with me. I said, I might break this sucker off right here in front of everybody. Internal battery system, 18650. They do have that right there. So they kind of have that spring door, or you can put your 18650 and lock it down. Top turn dial. Your charging port here is like a hideaway port. It's kind of interesting. You turn it and lock it, closes it, and you turn it and it opens it up. So you do have that, no screwing off battery caps and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Now there is a magnifier. It's 1 to 3. So you would just go to 3 power of the magnification. How this little magnifier works. I mean, I keep hearing this ocular zoom kind of weird term to me, but for me, I was just like, it's a magnifier. Guys, like tactical guys that are running 1 to 3 magnifiers, on AR type rifles. This is exactly what this is. I mean, you look at it like if you were to close your eyes, this is exactly what it is. It's a magnifier, and it goes up to the display screen. That 2560 by 2560 display screen, you were magnifying and getting up to it. Like it's just as if you were like looking at something at a TV at a direction, and you'd say, I can't quite see that. You'd step closer to it. Yeah. Same difference here.
Same concept.
Yeah. If you're sitting there and watch a football game, you're like, you're wanting to rewatch that play, everybody goes and stands closer to the TV.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same thing here is you're looking at a magnifier to get closer to that display screen than from you looking at it at a wide field of view. Still has the digital magnification, of course, like we said, here on top, included rings. It's still my favorite emblem ever is the little circle with the wings on the LRF.
Yeah.
From the carryover from RH50R was over to the Ace. I do like that because I get it flat on my target. I get them lined up with that, and then I think the laser rangefinder is very accurate, continuous in single modes. Does have ballistic calculator with this unit, but I do like it slick, smooth, with the LRF all built in. Nothing's hanging off the sides. Just a very, very sleek design here with the Ace Line series.
Yeah, and
but
it's super sweet.
Hands down, this is the best 50 millimeter 640 out there.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt, the image quality is very good, very impressive, and like Jason mentioned, it's the best 5640 tube style scope out there on the market, hands down, without a doubt.
And they've done a really, really good job with the Ace Line series. It is really cool to see that. It can get a little bit heavy having that magnifier piece in there. It's going to add a little bit of weight to it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just, like you said, that's some features that it takes. Like, the things you gain, you're going to gain a little bit of weight just because it's inside the unit. Mm-hmm. And they do have some cool features that are inside the scope. Won't go too much into detail with it. If you'd like to know, before you really get into it, want to know some of the details and things that the scope offers, just give us a call here at the store and we'll be happy to walk you through each and everything. But just know that the new Ace series does have some more advanced features inside the setting than like the Bolt series did from InfiRay Outdoor. So they did put some advancement inside the Knockpix Ace unit. So moving forward, next guy on the list.
So I said this one's selling for $7,000, but I'll sell it to anybody right now for $8,000.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm teasing a little bit. We are getting a lot of questions, even calls, even today, about an Ace S60R.
Yeah.
Make sure I say the product right here with all these numbers and things. But what that is this is a 60 millimeter 1280 is what we have here. It is a 2-base magnification. We do have the magnifier still here to the 1:3. So we do have some people asking about the 2-base magnification. You can magnify that a little bit with that magnifier and get closer up to the screen to get you to kind of cheat a little bit, get around that the 2-base mag to kind of have a little higher base mag. Digital zoom here, just like our other Aces, same battery features, same battery sets. We are looking at the integrated bell. So we are a little larger than that 50. It's a 60 millimeter here with the integrated up here in the front. This unit just has LRF. There is no non-LRF model. There is no S60. It's just S60R with the integrated laser rangefinder built in.
Yep,
comes with the rings. We got some field testing to do. This is one that we're barely able to get enough of these, so it's kind of like we're going to field test this one a little bit later.
It's like one of them deals. Like, yeah, we can go field test to get all the footage we want with it and put it out there, but we don't have any to sell.
We don't have any to sell. We're just like teasing everybody. It's like become this big tease.
That's right.
Your field staff is answering questions.
Field staff's answering questions. So what question? Well, get on the TikTok and tell us what the...
I wasn't paying attention. I did answer one, but Jeff answered one.
Okay, what's going on? What was the question?
Somebody asked, is that the new Ricks? And he said, no, that's not 56. I guess we don't have a new... We don't even have one because they're sold out right now, right?
Come here.
The DBH? They're sold out?
Yes, correct. So someone is asking me to compare a DBH to what?
No. They asked.
Asking about the Ricks DBH.
We don't have a DBH because they're sold out.
Asking where it compares.
No, they didn't ask about comparing. They asked, is that the...
No, we don't have the Ricks DBH here on the table.
No, we do not have a DBH here for 2025. It's a very large, massive unit.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
We did field test it.
It's huge.
I think there's a lot of cooler things that are coming out here.
Yeah, that's the finer words.
Yes.
But
we'll still sell them. We still got them. We'll get them. We got some on order.
Yeah,
but
we do.
Not my favorite, guys.
Yeah. Easier said. That's it. Yeah. But what's cool about this is I don't know if it was a update that came out a little bit later, but I know when the Ace H50R came out, the range finding box was in the top right-hand corner, like every other unit. Mm-hmm. Well, with the ocular zoom, when you would zoom in, you would lose it. So one of the cool things they did was they moved it to the center of the screen. So now when you magnify all the way with the ocular magnification, that range finding box still stays
in there longer.
In there the whole way. And so you don't lose it. So that was one of the cool features that I thought that is offered inside the Ace units, because anything else, you lose it when there's only one other unit out there that does have the ocular zoom, one other manufacturer. But when you're using their LRF, you lose it because it's in the top right-hand corner.
Mm-hmm. The readouts.
The Ace, they made the adjustments, put it in the center, so the readouts are in the center. You magnify all the way with the ocular zoom, you don't lose it. So I thought that was a pretty cool advancement feature that they made with it. But aside from that, we take this unit outside. We look through it. Yes, it's a very impressive 1280 unit. Like I said, comparing 1280s, it's just going to come down to what features are available in between and what features, kind of catch your attention the most.
Yeah, I mean, it is nice when we're starting to look at, higher millimeter objectives. We're looking at, higher resolutions, dual battery systems. I mean, this is the year of the scope style.
That's it. That's really what it comes down to.
You're really looking at all the new scope styles. So you guys run on bolt action, run on AR. I mean, of course, I'm going to run mine on my AR. Yeah. I've got a new one I need to go pick up today. Since you were messing with me about new guns, I got a new one. I got to go pick up today.
Yeah, you better go get them, man. They've been sitting there. They're gonna send them back.
If anybody want to know, I'm a big CMMG guy, and I just switched all over from over to the Descent models with the piston-driven system that they have, and so I've really liked it. I think it's highly dependable. I think they're a little more accurate than some of the other stuff that they've had, so I've been impressed with that. I might switch to carbon fiber barrel. It's just I have to do something with the way that the impingement system is for the gas system. May have to have a gunsmith look at it to put when I switch to carbon fiber. But I want to burn these barrels down first.
I was gonna say we can just go one-stop shop, get you it all set up how you need, bolt action, done deal. We don't have to go through all that little impingement.
I'm gonna let that lead. Fly, man. I'll go get my 20 round mag. I'm gonna throw it in there. I run a 20 round mag on my 6mm arc because our high rack, the way the table is, if I have too long a mag, I can't get it to angle up to shoot. It kind of gets I can't quite get it. I'm sorry, angle up to shoot because that mag is rested on the mag, so I got to use the shorter mags. Yeah. Otherwise, I sit there with a drum and be dumping all over that place.
Yeah,
be just throwing rounds out there.
That's right.
But no, I still been a big AR guy. I still like that. I'll go get me a new one. I got one for Thomas that's going to be matching. We'll have matching guns, but
that's cute.
I let Thomas go try to shoot my gun. Pulled their footage, and it was a little rough. So I'll give Thomas a hard time. My future son-in-law is Thomas, and I was out on vacation, and I was like, "Here, you can take my gun, put your suppressor on there, go shoot it, and you can go out." And he's like, "Oh man, I think my suppressor messed it up, or I forgot to save the settings." We pulled that footage. Them boys couldn't shoot for crap. I'm sitting here. I gotta give him a hard time when I see him now. I was just sit there and saying like, he's one of these, or just like doing the circle, man, and then trying to shoot. Like, no, man, get steady.
That's right.
Get steady. Like pull that trigger.
Doing the dance.
My gun's working.
Dance. Yeah.
So, I was like, man, there's a nice carbon fiber barrel on there. I said that thing's accurate. I said I went and when I got home, I put my suppressor back on. I'm shooting like this.
Yeah.
I was sitting there shooting holes like that. I was like, no. We do have one last one. We'll kind of run over this quickly. I do think that you'll see here in 2025, you'll see a lot of handhelds with integrated laser rangefinders. This is the first company to come out with one, which is Knockpix with their Vista. There is an integrated laser rangefinder in the front bell here. This is the 50 HR. They also have an H35R. So we have 35mm 640. This is a 50mm 640. Really, really cool having that and something compact. We're not like the big camcorder kind of things anymore. So now we are integrated all into a one unit right here. You wouldn't even know it had LRF. It uses some of the same software looking things as they do in the Ace. So that is going to be something that's really cool. Sorry, give me 1 second here, guys. Jessica, you need to walk away. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't realize she's getting picked up by the microphone. And so with this being a handheld, you have all those features. I mean, sometimes we play spotter. If it's one coyote coming in, I sit there and play spotter for you and just say, hey, it's coming 100, you got 20. Whether you have LRF on there now, still counting out some of the ranges just to know to do that. I mean, that's how some of these guys varmint hunt. You have one shooter, one spotter.
Yeah, and the LRF comes in handy, especially in the handheld.
And the LRF works really well. We're getting over there. We did the 50. I need to put that 50 video up, but the 35 we've been playing around with lately. Yeah. The 50mm is a 4 base, but they've got a software they kind of resize it on a 3.
Yes, but the field of view still stays the same. So don't let it mess with your mind. We took it out. I remember we took it over here and put it on 4 base. Field of view is still the same. 3 base, field of view is still the same. Basically, it's just resizing the screen.
Resize the screen if it's like too full of a display for you. So we've had some confusion on the Vista on the 50. Yeah. So if you are looking for a lower base mag, maybe go with the 35. The 35R on the Vista.
That was a true.
The
That is
that's
a true
three
true
base.
3 base. Yeah.
Versus the 4 base of the 50. So we want to make sure we want to let guys know that that if you are like, man, 4 base may be a little bit too much for you, go with the 3. Go with the 35R. And same design here, just a little bit smaller. You're still 640 resolution, still an awesome handheld with some really great image quality along with the LRF. So that is available now, but expect to see more of these and everybody kind of going towards this.
Once people kind of realize what's all packed inside of those units, they're going to become very popular because the image quality is phenomenal.
Battery life.
Yeah, even the battery life, and then the built-in rangefinder, all the goodies that are packed inside of it. It hasn't really hit the market hard just yet, but once it does, they're going to take off. They're going to be very popular.
Yeah, and you can put a lanyard on there, guys, and set that thing up because there's a little thread pattern on the bottom, or you tripod mount, or whatever you guys are wanting to do. But really a cool unit. And I think that was a pretty good handheld. Everybody going with this integrated laser rangefinders in the front bells.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's at. If you're going to get a unit,
technology, without a doubt.
So I'll make this comment. If you're going to get a unit with laser rangefinder capabilities, get one that's integrated to the front bell.
Yeah, don't have a big,
I mean,
not
hanging off the sides or up on the top or whatever it may be. Is get in there closest to your isometric center of that sensor, and being able to have the most accurate laser rangefinder you can for your long distance shooting. This is definitely the way to go. Whether you go with kind of the ones that AGM has, or the ones that Infra Outdoor or Knockpicks. I mean, I guess it should be Knockpicks, not Infra Outdoor, but those units now I think are going to be the coolest things you're going to see in 2025. And I am not a big scope style guy. Like for me, I'd probably personally running an AR. I do like the Evolver better.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Everybody's gonna be different personal sets of what they want.
preference.
I do kind of like having that bigger sensor. I feel like I get a little better image quality with the 65. But everything's gonna be different in the gives and takes that you're gonna see here in 2025. So there's gonna be lots of debates online, lots of debates in social media. Give us a call. We'll shoot you straight. Just tell us your situation of what your weapon system is, what you're running, what you're wanting to do with it.
Yeah.
And we'll find something in there, help you narrow it down and make a decision. Because we never really tell somebody this is the unit you should go with. That one right there.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with
Unless
you 100%.
you give us some information to help narrow it down.
Yeah.
We're going to get you down to a 50-50, and you're going to kind of pick out what you want. And then we'll start going through and start chipping away at this situation, and what is the best fit for you as an optic. But I think that we do a pretty good job of pretty much getting everybody something that they're happy with most of the time.
No, I agree.
The only time we
100%.
ever run across stuff is people wanting to upgrade.
Yeah, but that's part
I
of the
went
game.
384 and
man.
I want 640, or I want 640. I went 640 and I really wish I would have gone.
Yeah, but that's part of it,
Part of the nature of the business, I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And if there's a unit out there that you think, or if there's a unit out there that didn't make the table that you have questions on, just give us a call. We'll be happy to discuss, different details with you about them. But these are our personal opinions about these units that we think are going to be the hottest thing on the market for 2025 with the built-in rangefinder, tube style, or even the compact built-in rangefinder. And like I said, if you have any other questions about any units that you wonder why it didn't make the table or, want information about, just give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call, shoot us a message. We're happy to talk about it.
Yeah.
There's definitely ones that pretty much there's not something out there that we haven't been behind. So
Yeah,
that
pretty
haven't
much
done,
everything.
field tested, and there's certain things and stuff that we prefer and we like. I see all these kinds of comments are like things with, hunters recommended or whatever, things like that. It's like, we are year round. We do this full time.
Yeah.
We'll shoot you straight on what we think hunters are really going to like. And so that's why we kind of do this here for 2025, because this is going to be a wild year.
Yeah, no,
Just
absolutely.
a wild
There's
year.
a lot
As
of-
everybody's winding down, it's going to be a wild year.
Yeah, it's just getting started for us, man. Down here in Texas, we get after it year round. So, like Jason said, it's just getting started, and these units are just coming around, getting into the market, and everybody's realizing how great they are. So, like I said, it's going to get crazy here, and we're excited to see where it goes and where we're at the end of 2025 and how everything went.
Mm-hmm. So lots of options out there,
Yep.
and it's always a blast, man. But let's let you go ahead and close this
Yeah,
out,
just
man.
be sure to check us out on Apple and Spotify at Hunting After Dark Podcast. You can check us out on YouTube as well. Just type in Hunting After Dark, and you can check us out on our website at huntingafterdarkpodcast.com. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thanks, guys.